What's going on, everybody? Hey, finally, it's here, the Nicktendo Direct Podcast. What's going on, everybody? We are back with another NDP.
But we're going to see a spike in free-to-play games, mark my words, and they're going to do this Battle Pass model.
Then strike three, you're putting copyright claims on whoever uploads your video. So
whoa, I didn't know that part.
That thing for like $20, something like that.
When we get this YouTube money, Nick.
The only reason, oh god, yo, you alright, bro?
So guys, do you guys want to know the best experience for Fortnite? Let's take a good look. Y'all gonna drop kick you.
Man, it's football time. It's football time, man.
It's time to go.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, can you see me? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. How's everybody doing? Appreciate y'all stopping by. Rufus, Stitch, Shinso, Courtney. What's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all for being here. So this is the Nicktendo Direct Podcast, episode 25. Yes, and we are live. We're going to talk some topics today. Once again, a little bit more laid back. I'm trying to do this more laid back setting versus like the traditional panel type deal. And so, yeah, we're just going to do it. So as always, I got the homie Abaddon with me. What's up?
What up? What up? What up? How you doing, man?
Seahawks won again. That's 3 weeks in a row. That's
Patriots won.
3 W's in a row. Patriots won, and Patriots helped out the Seahawks by beating the Vikings. So it's all good over here. I'm good. I'm great over here. I'm great over here, man. So yeah. So as we get people that come in here, as we get people filing in, we got topics today. Of course, we're gonna talk about the VGAs and Nintendo having special plans for the VGAs. Talk a PS Classic in Nintendo Creators Program. And then I also want to talk about one thing because I talked about it this week. Xbox is now prepping for the next gen. They're hiring people for next gen, so we're starting to get a little bit of rumblings here about next generation from Sony and Xbox. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that just a little bit. So let's just start with that. Why don't we just start with that, dude? Let's just start with that one right there. So as I mentioned, we already heard that Sony isn't doing E3 and they're focusing on the PlayStation 5, and then now Xbox is starting to hire people for their Scarlet project, which is their next gen project. And so we're starting to hear rumblings here and there about like what they're doing. Like apparently rumored PlayStation is going to have 8K, which I don't think is a thing.
Nah,
but
I remember I said that before, but nah.
Yeah, like Sony says they're 8K, but they're not. Apparently it's rumored to have a Ryzen 8 core in it. I don't even know what that is.
And that's Ryzen 8 core. To give you some context, Ryzen 8 core is like it's second. It's not top tier, but like right below top tier, top line PC. What I have a 16 core.
Gotcha.
I have a 16 core Ryzen Threadripper with 32 threads. So think of something half of what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
It's still strong.
Yeah, that's still pretty strong.
But it's not 8K.
Right.
Far from it.
Right, it's not going to be close. And so, yeah, we hear that. And then we also know what Xbox is trying to do on their end. They're still trying to do the Game Pass thing, the games as a service thing. The rumored to have a discless console coming out. The rumored to have a cloud console coming out. The rumored, and they still want to keep the power narrative, and they still want to be the most powerful console out of the 2 or 3 if you want to put Nintendo in there. But so like I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what these two have to offer, honestly. Like especially with Xbox, with what they're doing with the studios that they bought, the plans that they have for Game Pass, the fact that they're trying to get more third-party studios and more third-party publishers in on Game Pass. I just feel like Xbox is doing a lot of things right for the future here. I know people get really weary when they hear Game Pass and games as a subscription, games as a service. They think, oh, they're taking away our physical copies and they're going to dictate what we can and can't have. But I don't know. I'm just looking forward to that. I kind of like seeing progression, and I kind of like seeing new ideas. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to. And then also I'm looking forward to see what different ideas Sony's gonna have. I wonder if they're just gonna stick to their guns here, and they're gonna say, well, we're just gonna keep making exclusives and we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, or if they're gonna have some new ideas and they're gonna change it a little bit. That's one thing I am wondering about Sony, because it doesn't seem like Sony doesn't do much as far as like
getting out
changing the game.
box.
Right. What do you think?
All right, so let me touch on Xbox first.
Okay.
All right. So everyone's complaining about going, well, not everyone. Let me rephrase that. Some people are complaining that, they're going to get rid of our physical copies, things of that nature, right? This is something that only people of our generation are going to care about. As the newer generations come out, people are not going to know or even care about the disc or any of the physical copies, because if these people are born into a digital world, they're not going to care about the physical copies. Like, who today is caring about VHS?
Right. It just made the last VCR.
Exactly. Who today is really caring about VHS? In fact, who's caring about things below Blu-ray quality? If you really think about it, a lot of computers come built in with Blu-ray. Your PlayStation comes in built in with Blu-ray. Blu-ray is a big thing. Some people still have regular DVD players, but Blu-ray started to become more and more of a readily available household product, whereas that was super high end before. So I think it's just a matter of time. And honestly, in a matter of time, physical copies are not going to be a thing. In fact, look at the Nintendo Switch. What is the best way to play a Nintendo Switch? Digital copies or physical copies?
Digital copies, because they don't even give you much. Well, yeah, digital. Why did I say physical?
Digital, because it takes the full advantage of the Switch. You could switch in between games without worrying about having a cartridge on you, especially on the go. And especially with Xbox Game Changer with Xbox Anywhere, or is that what it's called? Xbox Anywhere, gaming anywhere,
Game Pass, or
Project Scarlet.
The Project Scarlet. Yeah, well, they're doing the whole. You can play between Xbox One and Windows 10, so it's like, yeah, play anywhere between those two. Yeah,
and especially on your phone as well, right?
Right.
Think about it. You could play these games anywhere on the go. How can you not do that if it's not all digital?
It's true. That's true. So like, what do you think we're gonna see from Sony? Because it's like we haven't heard much from them, man. Like, that's the thing that kind of gets me, right? Like, Xbox has made it clear what their plans are. Game Pass, we're gonna do this. We have this coming out. We have this coming out. We kind of see a pathway and a timeline of what they're trying to do. We already know what Nintendo is doing with the Switch. They're happy with the Switch. They're happy to keep trending and going down that path with the Switch. But Sony, we don't know anything from Sony. And you never hear much from Sony, really, but like, we don't know what they're doing. We just know that they're working on a new PS5. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it could be. Who was it in the chat that just said here? Was it Shinzo says Sony don't innovate much, but with their first party, they will succeed, I think. Will they just stick to more first party games, or they just keep bringing those out? Like, those are my questions, man.
Here's my thing with Sony. Sony innovates. Sony does do innovation.
Okay.
I want to kill that misconception. Sony does more back-end innovation, while Microsoft and Nintendo do more front-end innovation. When I mean back-end innovation, you look at the powerhouse of the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4 for the longest time was the most powerful console in the market. Right. Why? Because I tell people all the time, the difference between the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4 upgrades, people say there wasn't much of a graphical difference, right? There wasn't more of a front end upgrade, but it was a huge back end upgrade where you was able to process more on the screen. What game is that? Is it Days Gone with the zombies?
Yeah, Days Gone.
That's a perfect example of a game. Think about it this way. Previously on the PS3, you could probably process about 20 or 30 zombies on the screen. Whereas that game, you could process God knows how much.
Right.
So it's the processing power has increased tenfold with the PlayStation 4. And that was truly innovative, because you couldn't do that on consoles before.
True.
So to put it in an 8-core processor into a gaming console, that's already being innovative in itself.
All right. Because
more cores you have, the more processing availability that you have on that console. So I'm interested in what the games are going to look like. It's not going to be so much of a big thing of a new product or a new innovative feature that we could see with the PlayStation 5, but it's more so these games are going to run so smooth and they're going to look so beautiful in there.
Fair enough. So, yeah. So, I'm just expecting to see more of Sony, what they do, first party games. And I don't know if they're really focused on what Nintendo and Xbox are focused on. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like I said, Xbox is doing their thing. Nintendo is more so focused on making the Switch bigger than what it is.
Nintendo, you know what Nintendo's focused on? Nintendo is focused on being the secondary product. They're not trying to fight in first place. They're trying to fight to be the console next to your PS4 and your Xbox One, because you can't take those consoles with you.
Right.
You can take your Switch with you.
You know, which is kind of smart if you think about it. Maybe that's such a reason why they're pushing, or they're really teaming up with this whole crossplay thing. Like, now that you said that kind of makes sense that they're more so like, yeah, let's do crossplay, let's do cross progression with Fortnite and Paladins and in these third-party games. Let's make it happen, because, like you said, we are the secondary console. How cool would it be to play on your Xbox and say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go on vacation, but let me play Fortnite on vacation, but I can't take my Xbox, let me take my Switch with me. You know what I mean? That makes a lot of sense. That does make a lot of sense. For sure. So
definitely, man. I if anything, and you know me, I'm a big Nintendo guy. Right. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit here and foolishly say Nintendo has the best graphics. You know, Breath of the Wild looks better than Red Dead Redemption. I would never say things of that regard. I'm not one of these crazy fanboys who say, "Well, I like the art style of Breath of the Wild." But no, I'm not. If you like that, that's you. That's fine. But for me, I'm just being honest with myself. And when I look at stuff like Red Dead Redemption, I'm like, oh my gosh. And did I just get put into the Matrix? Is this the real world? It's like, that's how I feel when I look at Red Dead Redemption in terms of graphics. So I'm a huge Nintendo fan, but I'm practical and realistic. And I understand Nintendo's marketing for a very long time has not been to try to be the best and strongest console. They even came out and said that publicly. They're not trying to be the best. They catch flack for it. They said, when they say our competition is not Microsoft and PlayStation, people misconstrue that and say, no, they are your competition. And they look at it from a very linear standpoint instead of looking at it from a radio point of view and starting to see that if we're not looking at them as competition, but more so we're trying to complement these consoles instead of compete against them, then everyone wins, everyone eats, right? And Nintendo still stays on the market.
Right. See here, like it says, with all due respect to Nintendo, they make crappy consoles, but I buy them before any other console of the generation because the games are the best in the business, period. Bad Latency also says, I think in 10 years, Breath of the Wild will hold up better than Red Dead Redemption 2.
I agree. No, I say I agree simply due to the fact of how the online is for Red Dead Redemption 2, and simply because people complain about the controls. A lot of people who play Horizon Zero Dawn and Breath of the Wild, if they played those games first, I found a lot of people prefer those games over Red Dead Redemption. Not everyone, but a lot of people prefer those games over simply because the controls are better and just the story just drove them in more. Now, don't get me wrong. Red Dead Redemption is a more intuitive game. There's so much more done with Red Dead Redemption. But just because you put way more stock into a game doesn't mean that it's going to be better to the general public. It's still a risk and a gamble at the end of the day. And what's going on, Salty, man? What's going on?
Rufus says, anyone play Ark on the Switch yet? No. No. I heard Ark is really bad on the Switch, and
it looks terrible.
It looks terrible, and it was bad enough playing it on Xbox. I mean, I imagine it would have been worse on the Switch, and it was.
If you want to, when you're done with this, watch Spawnwave's video.
I watched his video. I did, and the fact that shadows are loading in like way late, and yeah.
You know what it felt like? Have you ever played Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U?
No, I have not.
It felt like that. Like Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U. This is how like that game pushed that game to the limits, and I want a port of that over to the Switch. You would fast travel, right? Mm-hmm. And excuse me, after you fast travel, textures will still load in 3 seconds later.
That was on the Wii U. Like PUBG on the regular Xbox when you drop into the map and everything's still loading. Which
crazy.
Yeah. Ark is like PUBG, just generally garbage from a bad developer. Yeah, but Ark looks good on the PC. Like I've watched PC streams of Ark.
On the PC, it looks great.
And it looks great. So I mean, let me be honest. Ark is not a bad game to play on the Xbox. It's not. It's just, just doesn't perform as well. And so if there's a way they could figure out to make it perform better, it'd be great. And more so, and even on the Switch too. But you never know.
My biggest complaint about Ark on the Switch that is $50 for the way it runs.
Yeah, that's
for the way that game runs. That game should not be $50. That game should be $20 for the way it runs.
Yeah,
that game. You know what that game runs like? That game runs nearly as bad as WWE 2K.
Stitch just said it. Stitch just said it. Another WWE 2K18. 100%. That's hilarious.
If you want to take it back even further than that, I had this game on the Wii. I had Star Wars Force Unleashed for the Wii. That game was horrible compared to its Xbox 360 and PS3 counterparts. So Ark Survival, it needs to be like $20 the most.
I agree. They should probably tone the price down on that, but they won't. And they should just dialed up panic button and said, hey, figure out how to make this better. You've already killed it with all the other ports, but they didn't do that. They decided to go on their own route. So
they'll turn it down. Look at Battlefield 5.
Battlefield 5 has its own problems because
I know
more so release date and things. Yes. All right. So what do you want to talk? What topic you want to go to next? You want to talk about the PS Classic? You want to talk about the Creators Program? You want to talk about VGAs? What do you want to do here?
So do we want to hand out L's and build up to the W's, or what we're gonna do?
We can hand out the L's. We can hand out the L's.
All right, so let's hand out a giant L to PlayStation Classic.
Let's talk about the PlayStation Classic. So we talked about this in the podcast. Everybody's been talking about this, about the PS Classic and the reviews it's gotten, and people mentioning it and talking about it and saying that it's not good. Open source emulator, power supply, the controllers are whack, the games are not good, the games don't look as good because of, I don't know the technical terms, this hurts and that hurts and this stuff and that stuff. Like it's crazy that they tried this. And we've talked about it, and I already stated my opinion. I just feel like they just did this because they knew the holiday was coming and they didn't have much to sell or much to put out during the holiday. So this was like a last-ditch effort for them to snatch some money from consumers. That's my opinion on this thing, and it's always been my opinion on this thing. And so, I mean, it stinks for Sony. Like I said, most of the time I love when Sony struggles, but in this case, like, I mean, sucks to be them, I guess. I don't know. Like it's just one of those deals where I'm like, Sony, why? Why did you try? Like, why did you do it? And why did you do it the way you did it with just everything? Dude, just go ahead, Avon. Take over.
I think the thing about Sony doing this, it's like they try to copy what Nintendo specialized in, and they took a very, I hate to put it this way, every time Sony tries to copy Nintendo, they take a very, not that they fail, they take a very lazy approach towards it. It's like they take like the front end of what Nintendo, like the image of what Nintendo did, and horrible on their back end. PlayStation All-Stars is a wonderful example. PlayStation Move is a wonderful example. Even though they did innovate PlayStation Move into their VR program down the line, when the PlayStation Move first came out, it was horrible. So when they came out with this PlayStation Classic, it's like, not only are you using a free source emulator for this game, you didn't build a custom emulator for this so that people could enjoy this. You also are using the PAL versions of the games. Like, how are you, knowing that it is 2018, using format for 50 hertz TVs? That is offensive. That is absolutely offensive. I'm looking at Sony like, hey, you really want $100 for this?
Right.
Like, you really want us to spend top dollar for this? You want us to pay more than we did for the NES and the Super NES Classics, which were more premium builds than this? Nah, fam. I can't rock with that. And on top of that, you're not even giving us dual shock controllers, no rumble features. Like, how do you have driving games on the PlayStation Classic using only directional pads? If anyone has the PlayStation controller, you can contest the directional pad sucks for fighting games, for racing games, if you're playing like regular action games, the directional pad is good. But the DualShock was a game changer for them because of that.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the way I look at it too. Like, we just gotta call it what it is. It was a money grab. I mean, it really is what it is. And you know, like Sony, I don't think this is gonna be the thing that's gonna drive them under. You know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna kill them. I don't think they're gonna. And you know, I don't think this is like, oh my gosh, PS Classics out. It's all over. Oh man, Abaddon bought a hoodie. What are you doing, man? This man bought a Nicktendo Direct zip up hoodie. Appreciate you, bro.
Had to support, bro.
Appreciate you and everybody else in the chat. Support. Hit the link there, and then get yourself some winter wear. I know it's cold where y'all live. Get the hoodie or long sleeve shirt, all that stuff. But either way, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Stitch says need some beanies. Hey, we can make it happen. We can make beanies happen for sure.
I need to make beanies
we can
happen
make those
for real.
For sure.
Especially for my channel. I wear them all the time.
Right. And so, yes. So back to Sony. Like, this is not gonna kill Sony. They're gonna be fine. But
yeah, definitely.
At the same time, like, this is not a good look. Much like I don't like Fallout 76 is not gonna kill Bethesda, but it's not a good look right now. You know what I mean? And the same thing goes here.
100%.
Like, you tried to just be really cheap and cost effective with something, and it didn't work out. And they really should be selling it for $100. That's for sure. You better. I think if they need to they owe it to their consumers to probably drop the price on that, like for real. Because or you could have you easily, and you could tell this was a money grab because they packaged it in hardware, because you could have easily taken those games and then just said here is the PlayStation Classic Collection, buy it here for $20, $30. You know what I mean? They could have easily done that. You know, and you probably could have gotten better games in there. And I think, and you know what? And let me bring up this one. The fact that we have the lack of games that we want, I think has a lot to do with how quickly and how cheaply they put this together. If I had to be honest with you,
I agree.
If I had to be honest with you,
I agree.
We don't have Tomb Raider. We don't have Crash.
I think it's like the like you said the format, like the fact that these are not playing an NTSC format. It's like that could really explain why there's no Spyro. That could explain why there's no Crash Bandicoot. That could explain why there's no Tomb Raider. I mean, yeah, we got Tekken 3, but Tekken 3 is in 50 hertz, man. That's soul crushing, bruh. Like, how do you have a fighting game, bruh, that is in 50 hertz? Look, and your TV plays 60?
Right.
Both TVs. Listen, you know what? Let's do a poll. Yo, how many people in the chat are still using tube TVs?
That's a great poll. Everybody in the chat right now, you watching? If you're using a tube TV, hit 1. Hit 1. If you're not, hit 2. Which is there's a lot of twos.
This is going to answer my question
right
here.
A lot of twos. If like this is. Rocco says 2, so she ain't using 1. She says I'd have one if I had the room. Right, I had one back here. It was taking up half the corner over here. My buddy brought one over because he wanted to get the retro experience for playing the N64, and he was.
I'll watch it on one right now.
Well, there you go, Jake.
Good
there
for
you go. But like, not a lot of people are. No, I mean, just be real. No one has tube TVs
not
nowadays.
The majority.
I'm telling you right
not
now.
The majority of the Sony's marketing tours.
Right.
Like, you want people to relive the experience of that line. It's like, come on, man, chill. So only Romanian people have TVs.
Whoa! Oh man, why you gotta take shots?
Wow.
No, but
don't take shots.
But you're right, man. Like, if you, because didn't Nintendo, even with the, because I don't have a Classic, so forgive me, but even with the Super NES Classic and the NES Classic, didn't they up it to where it was like actually looks good in HD and 60 frames and stuff?
Yeah,
right.
Did.
So why?
So it's like,
why in the world would you not do that? You know what I mean?
And then, this the part that gets me. Why do you have 50 like the PAL version of the games, but it's plug and play through an HDMI cord? Like,
right.
Something doesn't make sense
that
here.
Don't make sense. Like 100%. And like I said, I feel like the way they did it had a lot to do with the games that they put on there. like I said, I think if they would have done everything right, done their own emulator, done it the right way, but it where it was 60 frames, we would have had the Tombas and the Parappas and all that stuff. But we don't have it, and it still aggravates me, dude. It really does. It really does.
It does.
On Twitter, somebody was like, "We're giving away some PlayStation Classics, so retweet this and then tell."
Is that really a giveaway?
Yeah, and then tell us your favorite game on the PlayStation that you used to play, and I'm like Tomba, but it's not on there.
Is that listen. Give it away, and this is not taking any shots at anybody. I'm just saying it is what it is. It's giving away a PlayStation Classic is like you go into Goodwill and giving away free stuff. It's like you're just doing a good deed at the end of the day.
It says Jake is preserving the entirety of Nicktendo Direct Podcast on VH Library for us. And then Jake says, that's why I kept losing that Fighter Z. I was playing in 480p.
This guy.
Shinzo says it's not worth the retweet. I still retweeted the dog. I mean, if somebody was going to give it to me, I'll keep it and collect it. And if I ain't
gonna collect that. That's junk.
And if there was a hack out there, I'll have somebody hack it for me and just make it right.
That's probably the only reason you should.
So like, yeah, I'll if I get one for free, yeah, cool. I'll put it in the background and
collect it. You put all the Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 on there. Put some real games on there. Put Crash Bandicoot Warped on there.
Tomba 1, Tomba 2,
Tomba 1,
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, because we all know that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was the best.
That was a dope game.
Classic, the PlayStation version was the best version. Sorry, N64, but it was.
No, it was. It was like seriously. No, literally, PlayStation in general had the better Tony Hawk games. I still have my Underground 2 for PlayStation 2. So you have no argument for me there.
Like Tony Hawk, Crash, Spyro. I mean, let me just be real about this, because like I love the Nintendo 64, right? Loved it. But whenever it came to me playing games like multi-plat games, I always played the PlayStation version over the 64 version back in the day. Always.
I'll say this though. I don't mean to segue so much with you, but I had to take it there. N64 had the better wrestling games.
Oh yeah, easy. There was one wrestling game I did play on PlayStation that was SmackDown. That was the only one that I actually played. SmackDown was cool by THQ. The way they did it was dope. But you're 100% right. SmackDown
really didn't get hot until PlayStation 2 though.
True.
Like I believe it was Know Your Role for PlayStation 1 that I had. I had Know Your Role for PlayStation 1. It was pretty decent. But SmackDown, was it Know Your Role or Shut Your Mouth? No, Know Your Role was PlayStation 2 and Shut Your Mouth was for PlayStation 2.
Yes.
Know Your Role was really dope. What else, Switchcraft? So yeah, like I had those games for PS2. PS2 is really a legendary system.
It really is. It really is a legendary system. I gotta admit it. But even though I still like the GameCube better, but you can't deny that the PlayStation was what it was. Like PlayStation 2 was ridiculous. PlayStation 2 was a great system, and the fact that it had longevity all the way as long as it did, like the fact that they kept putting out games for it,
still the best selling console of all time.
It was ridiculous. So I can't deny that. So we should have just got PlayStation 2 Classic. Rufus says Nick saying facts. Are we talking about how I said the third party games like they were better on the PlayStation? Because it's true. Like
they were.
Like I would never play Madden on 64. I'd play it on in NBA
That's
Live,
the best way to play it.
PlayStation, Tony Hawk, PlayStation.
I agree.
All those games played them on PlayStation.
I agree.
Like Nintendo was great for its own first party games, clearly, but when it came to
let's be real. That N64 controller was only made for certain games.
That's true. Playing Madden on the N64 was a nightmare. I'm going to tell you that right now. It was a nightmare.
Imagine this. You go from holding a controller like this to like this, and you're like, you're playing like this, like the middle. What are you doing?
Tony Hawk like that? Oh my gosh! Trying to do your little code. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. It was crazy.
And you had to get used to the C buttons. Yeah.
Rufus says, I miss NFL Street games. I miss EA Big as a developing studio. Period.
I miss NBA Street,
NFL Street, FIFA Street. Not to mention Def Jam Vendetta, Def Jam Fight for New York.
Bruh.
Like all of those games from EA Sports, EA Big, like were ridiculous. And then they just canned the studio, and that was it. After NFL Tour did awful, they're like, well, we're canning you, and it was done.
Def Jam Vendetta was my game, bro.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yo, if you listen, man, everyone used Ludacris. At one point in time, everyone was using Luda.
Yo,
I don't care who you were.
Yo, in Fight for New York, though.
Fight for New York was the best one.
Fight for New York. Snoop Dogg is Crow. OP.
Yep.
OP.
Yep.
OP.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that one. So that does it for the PS Classic Talk. That does it for the PS Classic Talk. And so now that we're
we went down memory lane, man.
Right. So let's talk about this. Where do you want to go? You want to go VGAs? You want to go Creators Program?
We're warming up. We're warming up because we could actually let's talk about that Creators Program.
Yes.
Because I think the VGA and the big plans, like VGA big plans, I think that's going to be like the note and on.
So Switch Crafts in here. He's a content creator. I'm trying to think who else is in here as content creators that's watching right now.
A lot of people, I think some of the people that watch the content, J-Kid sometimes joins in, but J-Kid, if he was a content creator, I know he do some Nintendo stuff too.
Right. And Salty is so, like,
content creator.
So this is big news, and we're just gonna talk about this as content creators. So Nintendo removed their creators program. So if you guys don't know, it's not Switchcraft tonight. It's Christmas Mario. Well, Christmas Mario.
How's that video doing? I gotta go check it out because that was a great video.
But if you guys don't know, the creators program for Nintendo's gone, which means now you are not allowed to monetize your own videos with Nintendo content on there. So whether you're a streamer or you're streaming Nintendo games, whether you're doing a video with Nintendo content, with Nintendo property, you now can monetize your own video. It used to be you were in a creators program, you signed up for it, and then they dispersed the, I guess you could say income or whatever towards you. To be real with you, like I've only had one video ever hit with Nintendo content, and I got 4 cents off of it. Let's just be real about that. So I mean, the payout for a video with 1,000 views was only 4 cents. So you can probably just imagine what everybody else was getting. If I'm only getting 4 cents and I off of one video, then just imagine what the Switch Crafts or whatever they're getting. Like it was crazy. So
less than pennies,
right? So there you go. So they got rid of that. It's done. You can now monetize your own videos. This is great news, and thank you, Nintendo. I will be the one to be cynical and say, why did you do it in the first place? But regardless, that's done with. But thank you, Nintendo, and thank you, Furukawa. We appreciate you. We appreciate y'all for making this happen. For us content creators, it's huge. We can now stream to our heart's content and not be scared. That's the biggest part, Ab. And I know, like I said, that's real talk. If you're wondering why I came back to stream Earthbound and
because you could do it without worrying about getting
like this weekend on YouTube, was because I could do it without getting a strike. That's honestly why. So that's why I'm back to streaming on YouTube, at least on the weekends. I'm still doing Twitch, but that was a big decision making as to why. Like, yo, I can do this now and not have to worry. Yeah. So thank you.
I get that. I'm saying.
So what you got, Avon?
All right. So with this, excuse me. One thing I want to say is, like you said, this shouldn't have to be done in the first place. That's like number one. Number two, like you said, as a content creator, it forced us to make our Nintendo videos or our streams. We had to strategize them differently. It's like when we made these videos, we had to say, okay, I'm not looking to make money off this video. Even though I'll say for content creators, like even when I became recently monetized, I had to say, I'm not looking to make money from this video. I'm looking to actually gain more viewers, gain more subscribers. This is going to be the video that gets me more people to come on in. So I'll take the claim hit just to get more people in to watch. And that's how I did some of my streams at times. So it sucked because it's like, I can't really do nothing with this. I can't grow with this. This is not going to help me. This is not going to help me in no way, shape, or form. What up, fake mate? This is not going to help me in no shape or form. Now that they lifted this, I feel as though it's perfect timing. I feel it speaks more good than bad because let's face it, in 5 days, less than 5 days technically, because it comes out midnight, nearly 4 days, the biggest game on the Nintendo Switch is coming out.
The biggest game.
Like, Like literally, I'm sorry. Like, I hate to put it like this. Mario Odyssey, Zelda Breath of the Wild is last year's news.
Yes, it is.
Yep. And see, Salty said it. See, Salty, we shouted you out. We said you would be doing more Nintendo content on your channel because of it. So you're in on the right part. But Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, those games are last year's news. The game that I said the real evergreen game that's going to be carrying on, and I said it's going to surpass both Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild is actually Mario Kart, especially with that $300 bundle they got going on right now. Yeah. That is going to sell bundles. If anything, that's going to push Nintendo towards their 20 million mark easily. But going to Smash Brothers, Smash by itself is going to be one of the best and strongest games and the most anticipated games on the Switch. In fact, as of right now, it is the most pre-downloaded game on the Switch. It is the most pre-ordered game on Amazon from the Switch. Like, I want people to realize that for a second. Just off pre-orders, this game has sold more than a lot of other games for the Switch already.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
So I want to... So to bring it back to the creators program, this is perfect timing. And
it really is.
Honestly, RDT85 made an awesome point that I didn't even think about. I was watching him and Jay's podcast earlier today, and he made a great point. He basically stated that this is to combat all the hackers, all the people who kind of like are leaking all the information. Well, now we can have good PR if we allow Nintendo creators to share content. We could rightfully take down your stuff, yes, and everybody else could rightfully put up the. And I'm like, that's actually a brilliant point, because that's a huge chess move at that point. Yeah. That builds a better rapport and a relationship between the gamers and Nintendo. And on top of that, that actually puts Nintendo in a position where they could start opening up apps on Twitch and allow a YouTube streaming app on YouTube. Because if I'm not mistaken, I wanted to point something out. Nintendo creators, I wish I had that link. Hold up. I wish I had it. I wish I had it. I wish I had the link.
Which link?
I wish I had the link. But basically, Nintendo Switch Online, Nintendo Switch, they basically talked about it on their website, and they basically stated that
snap. Hold on. Jake and Bacon with a $5 donation. Go get yourself something pretty like a Pro controller.
Hold up.
That's his quote. Go get yourself something pretty like a Pro controller. Either way, Jake, I really do appreciate that $5, bro. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, my dude. And
I want to see. I gotta see if I can find the guideline source. All right, I found it. Okay, it says right here: you may monetize your videos and channels using the monetization program specified under the other forms of monetization. Hold up, we encourage you. Here we go. All right, cool. So it says, we encourage you to create videos that include your creative input and commentary. Videos and images that contain mere copies of Nintendo's game content without creative input or commentary are not permitted. So that's obvious. You may, however, post gameplay videos and screenshots using Nintendo system features, such as the capture button on the Nintendo Switch, without any additional input or commentary. So what if, like, I feel like the only time they have to mention this guideline is when you're going to probably allow a capture feature for other platforms as well. Because the only platform that had a problem with this was YouTube.
True.
And basically you was able to upload content on the YouTube from your Nintendo Wii U from before. So I feel as though they're going to have some type of YouTube integration inside the games themselves, not inside the hardware, but some of the games themselves will allow you to upload onto YouTube. That's a hypothesis of mine, though.
So my interesting fact is like, so they're saying you can't do mirror copies of like their. So are we not allowed to stream directs anymore?
No. You could do You could give your commentary.
Okay.
As long as you have as long as you have
taking it up and uploading it as your own work. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So as long as you give commentary, you're good.
Okay. That's why I was like, wait a minute. So
that's
all right.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you could ask for at this point. So once again, thank you, Nintendo. Good on you for doing this. Like, why did you have to do this in the first place? But regardless, I'm not gonna be cynical. I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna slap the hand. You know, you're giving us whatever. So
yo, Bandai Namco, you need to get on the same boat. I didn't appreciate that claim you gave me on my reaction video.
Seriously, Nick, they're on sale on Amazon. You deserve it, bro. Just don't let the kids touch it. 100%, they won't touch it. Trust me. But I'll be trying to copy Pro Controller ASAP. Yeah, Salty says just follow YouTube guidelines, basically. 100%. This might be the missing link for more hardware software integration for the Switch.
And honestly, I'm like I said, I'm honestly excited for this because this puts Nintendo on a better plane. This actually gets more eyes onto games that other content creators like to play. Like, what's his name? Ninja made a tweet about Smash Brothers. Is like it gets more people interested in Smash Bros. Because you know how many people love Ninja.
Right. It helps out a whole lot because, like you said, because now if Ninja's streaming Smash, what people can do, they're gonna go out and get Smash. You know, if
same goes for PewDiePie same
everybody.
Goes for Angry Joe. Same goes for a lot of people. Who have been avoiding Nintendo games.
Right. And you know the crazy part is like Dashie is like one of Dashie Games' big things was Nintendo.
Mario Maker.
And Mario Maker.
And it was Mario Maker.
And like now you don't have to worry about that.
Lamar Wilson too.
Yeah, Lamar. Like,
Lamar
like
Wilson.
this helps out.
Lamar Wilson maybe a bigger thing too.
People will be less afraid.
Yeah, on the big.
Yeah, see, Salt says
yeah, and you know what? But you know what that's gonna do? You know what that's gonna do? And Nick, this is a big thing because channels like you and myself who've been talking about Nintendo, who have been for Nintendo during this dark season where they weren't getting that much attention. Is going to like help our channels grow more because now it's like because there's more videos out there, it's easier to get suggested in the algorithm.
True.
Especially if you put your video out at a certain time and then you properly tag your videos, you could get found a little bit better. Not a lot, but the chance of you being found by having a great video does increase.
Right. So shouts out to Nintendo. Thank you guys
definitely
so much for this. We appreciate it.
I'm excited.
So,
yeah.
Speaking of Nintendo, let's move on to this one.
This is exactly why I did it like that because we
this one because so apparently, according to the article here, Nintendo has something special in a little video snippet. Whenever what was it here? Extended video of Reggie and Jeff Keighley. They were doing some sort of, they were playing Mario Tennis Aces in a video, and Reggie apparently worked Jeff, and so then Jeff was like, man, why'd you do that? And then Reggie said, well, we'll just have to do something special for the Game Awards. Like, they kind of made it blatantly obvious that there's something special for Nintendo coming to Game Awards. Now everybody's thinking like, yo, what can it be? What can it be? And Witchcraft says Metroid Prime 4, baby. That is what everybody is thinking at this point.
Listen. If it's Metroid Prime 4, we need gameplay and a release date.
100%.
I would say that. Go back to your row.
I agree with you 100%. Like, or at least gameplay, and then like say winter or fall of 2019. At least we get a date, or, you know, a real like sort of, you know, ballpark of when it's going to come out, because I'm waiting for this one, dude. We didn't get a Metroid Prime. But in the Wii U, there was not a Metroid Prime there. Like,
no,
it's been a minute. So Salty says Metroid Prime 4 would blow the roof off. I agree 100%.
It really would.
So
if you give like a 5-minute gameplay footage of Metroid Prime 4, and I'm saying you don't tell me you can't do 5 minutes. They showed off 5 minutes or 2 to 3 minutes at least of Death Stranding, and we still don't know what that game's about. We've seen like 4 trailers of Death Stranding, and I have no idea what that game is about. Still to this day. And we still don't even have gameplay footage for that. Give us gameplay footage of Metroid Prime 4 and then end of gameplay footage with a release date. To me, you're good. You're good to go from there.
Right, like that's exactly the MP4 at VGA equals VGA greater than E3. I don't know about that.
I for Nintendo, because honestly, I'm gonna entertain Switchcraft's remark. I'm gonna entertain it a little bit and follow me here. Nintendo's biggest announcement since the Switch came out all happened after E3.
True. Very true.
All of their biggest announcements happened after.
That is true, because that September Direct, there was a lot of stuff packed in there during that September Direct, where they showed us more of Damon and they showed us that Game Town. They gave us the announcement.
Think of last year when they announced Doom and Skyrim coming out. Think of, when they announced Bayo 3 at the Game Awards. Bayo 3 was announced at Game Awards. The Bayo 1 and 2 was announced at Game Awards.
Okuma says because E3 is over. I don't think E3 is overrated, but E3
is not overrated.
Is now losing E3 is now losing its purpose, because let's think about E3. E3 was originally made for what? Investors. Whenever they wanted to show their investors what they had so investors could be happy. It's now sort of becoming more of a fan festive event. And now that technology is more prevalent, like they don't need to have these things as much. They don't need to have an E3 to have a big announcement. They can now give their announcement out however they want to, whether they stream it or however.
And Nintendo was the first on board to do this. Right. Nintendo was the first to jump off board and have mini directs throughout the year. And, a lot of people were kind of clowning them for doing that, because it's like, well, you're only getting your core fan base. But at the end of the day, I'll say this, on the front end, yes, you get your core fan base. But if you have a smartphone in 2018, and if you have like gaming news as of news headlines on your phone, where you're scrolling through, these headlines are going to come up first. So even though you didn't watch the Direct, you're going to see these top headlines of major games coming to the Switch. And it's like, oh, wow, that was announced.
Right.
And then that's when the hype goes off. It's like January of this year has proved the hype for Nintendo Directs is at an all-time high. It's like people were scratching their necks like Tyrone Biggums for these things.
True.
And the thing is, when it comes down to Nintendo Directs, it's like it pushed them more so to advertise other games and stuff outside of E3. Now that E3, and I said this all the time, a lot of people don't like hearing this, but E3 is at its strongest when there's a console reveal. If you're not revealing a new console, E3 is kind of like, all right, what new games you got? And if it's just about new games, you can announce that at any time.
That's true. And like Switchcraft said, baby, this is looking to a future E3 getting too expensive to go to. Look at Sony. I still think E3 is necessary, like, for the festive part of it. Like, for the community,
like Treehouse, to meet and greet.
For the community,
like the back end of it, like the unseen part of E3 is what's necessary, and I agree with that.
Like the festive of it, the community aspect of it, what it's become now, especially since what it's become now, like now that fans can go, it's becoming more of a festive type deal, a community deal. Fans can go there and hang out. A bunch of people from the community can go there and hang out. You know what I mean? And so E3,
that's actually very true. That's actually
necessary in that sense now. But
in terms of reveals, not so much.
In terms of reveals, not so much. Yeah, I agree. But
if you're a news,
it's necessary. It's necessary.
And actually, it's more so necessary for people like you and myself. If like when our channels grow more, when our channels grow more, people actually look to us for like different news. Like people who are subscribed to us, at least, they look to see what we have to talk about, and it looks a lot better, for our subscribers. It gives them more of an experience when you're there at the event rather than streaming it at home just like that.
Right. And I wanted to go to E3 so bad this year, just couldn't make it happen. I probably won't make it happen this year, but soon, hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon. You and me both. So definitely, man, I definitely get what you're saying, and I wholeheartedly agree.
But Metroid Prime 4, VGAs,
I can see that.
Fingers crossed. Let's hope it's there. I discussed this on PTK Blam's podcast last night. We were talking about it. They said 10 new reveals and announcements at the VGAs. Now,
or 10 new altogether, or just 10 new for a specific console?
They said 10 altogether. And so they got people thinking, right? Like, what could it be? I don't think these 10 are going to be like big blockbuster reveals one after another. Let's be real about it.
I see. All right, these are the games that I see. I see Ninja Gaiden.
Okay.
I see Assassin's Creed. After Origins, I see a new Assassin's Creed game.
Oh snap! Hold on. Switchcraft donated $5. Says, put this with Abaddon, or I'm having, Abaddon, or I'm having. Let me read this one more time because I'm terrible at reading. That disappeared. Let's see what he said here.
Nah. Let that all be for Nick.
He said, he says, put that with Abaddon, or I'm gonna have him next stream. Is what he said. There you go. So appreciate you, Switchcraft. Really do, bro. Appreciate it for sure, man. Really do. But
go ahead. Yeah, looking at it from that standpoint, I feel like these games, like you're right, they're not gonna be big blockbuster games, because when you say 10 reveals, maybe one of them is huge, but I see mostly like old revivals. I see revival games,
right? Well, yeah. Well, Salty in here says Borderlands 3. That's a big one. I see that. We've heard the rumor that Mortal Kombat 11 is a possibility, so I mean, we can see that one. But I'm with you. I think it's gonna be more so like maybe a mobile game or an indie game or a remaster or a revival game. I don't
remaster like a rematch. Like what B More Akuma said, a remaster of Ninja Gaiden would be good. Got a Nintendo unboxing video dropping tomorrow. What? Nice. Of what?
That's what I want to know. Of what?
We'll see it tomorrow. We'll see it tomorrow.
That's true.
We'll see it tomorrow.
But I'm like, what?
But yeah. But a remaster of Ninja Gaiden, Ninja Gaiden will be dope. I really can't think of any games like me. You guys know me. I'm the guy who doesn't want to predict because I just want to be full out surprised when the date comes. So I'll see on Thursday.
True. Says 10 announcements could also mean one big exclusive for each console and other smaller ones. That could be a possibility. I was really hoping, because when Obsidian said that they're going to reveal their new game, Obsidian Entertainment, they said they're going to reveal their new game at the VGAs. I was hoping it was going to be an Xbox exclusive, but then it wasn't. It's going to be one of the games they were working on prior to Xbox acquiring them. So it's going to be I don't know. From what I understand, it's going to be some sort of RPG. And so that's going to be one they're going to show. Rumor has it that Rocksteady has something to show. I don't think it's going to be that. What's another rumor? Fortnite. Apparently, there's going to be a big Fortnite announcement at the VGAs as well. So for those of you who like Fortnite, there you go. Look forward to that. But
you know what it'll probably be? It'll probably be a graphical upgrade. That's what I see happening.
Graphical upgrade for Fortnite, maybe, possibly, but.
Like a shader upgrade or something, like a new look.
But I will say this much: right now, they are doing. Salty just said it right there. Hopefully, they don't set us up for disappointment. Right now, they are doing a great job of hyping up this video game awards. Like,
and that's why I'm not trying to say much.
Right.
That's why I'm not trying to say much, because that's how you get disappointed.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job, and that's why I said, man, I don't think it's gonna be all bangers for these 10 announcements. I think it's just gonna be, maybe Metroid Prime, maybe a big one, and then a bunch of these small reveals. I don't think it's gonna.
That's exactly what I see, and that's why I ain't tripping.
Right. So, who knows? But as far as Nintendo goes for the VGAs, please let it be Metroid Prime 4. That's the only thing I got expectations for, just because of what we've sort of heard. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna stream it. I'm gonna stream it. Abaddon's gonna stream it.
Yo, we hanging out that night?
Yeah. So we're all gonna be streaming it. Salty come through. Like we're gonna be chilling. We're gonna be chilling on it. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time.
We're gonna be streaming. I'm gonna be green screening it, guys. So I'll be immersed.
Yes. So he'll be there. I might stream it. I might not. I haven't decided yet. So, but we'll be hanging out, watching it live. It'll be a good time, great time. You know what I really wish there was though? I really wish there was a host feature on YouTube, because it could just be you stream it, I host it on my channel. Then we'd be all good like Twitch, but you can't do that. So thank you, you two. You should probably come up with that function. That'd be really, really great if you could make that happen where people could host people.
You know what, guys? I just thought about something. I'm thinking about like streaming the Game Awards and taking a quick break from streaming the Game Awards, then re-streaming.
Yeah, you should probably do
when
that.
the Game Awards is done. When the Game Awards is done, I'll stop the stream and stream Smash Brothers separately. Only because I have a feeling that there may be something to reveal at the Game Awards that might get me claimed.
Yeah. You're probably, I mean, and it's probably smart just to separate the two anyway, because somebody might just want to watch the stream by itself afterwards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'd probably be a smart idea. But regardless, we got the Game Awards coming, Thursday? It's going to be a good time.
Thursday. I can't wait.
I mean, it's going to be great. I can't wait. And so now I had to tell my boss at work.
What up, King Avery Games?
Yes, sir, KAG, what's up? I told my boss, boss was like, so are you not calling out of work any time this month? Because he knew that, my situation and stuff. And I was like, no, I plan on being at work every day this month except for one day.
I'm off Friday already, so.
And that would be for, the VGAs and Smash release. That's probably one.
Like, listen, I'm not going to bed till like literally the minimum is 3 a.m. that Friday morning. Minimum 3 a.m.
I'm gonna try to stay up. Let me put it that way. I'm gonna try, but knowing
I know I am.
I won't. It'll be hard for me, but I will try. That's my thing.
I know I am. Because like literally after I'm done streaming that, I'm gonna start setting up. Like let the stream process a little bit so I can start making a new stream, make a new thumbnail, get right into Smash Brothers.
It says the Reveal Carnival games too.
Yo, choke slam them if they do that.
Ooh, Salty said it right there. Yeah, that's right. ESGPs during the VG. Are you? I mean, so Salty. Are we gonna do the podcast, or are you gonna just do the? Or are we just gonna do the VGAs? That's the one thing. Like, what are you gonna do there? That's that because that's tough.
I mean, Jake and I have paid time off, so
I'm on Friday too. Glad to hear we have our priorities straight. I mean,
I have paid time off, so I mean, I'm still getting paid.
I don't have paid time off, but I have overtime work this week to make up for it. Let's put it that way. So
that works too.
So I'll be okay. Which is quick question with that PS1 Classic tomorrow. I pre-ordered and paid for it. Did I get my refund or leave it sealed on my shelves? I don't see any other options.
Yeah, don't do it. like that old Freeway song. Baby, don't do it.
Your Weeafoo isn't going to let you stay up past your bedtime. She will. She will. She's with it. She's with it. Trust me. I got a special wife. She's with it. Salty says, don't want to get dinged by doing a live react like everyone during E3. Remember that? Yeah, I remember that, but that was just Ubisoft because they're jerks. Born Distract says, wow, Chargers took the lead. Let's go Chargers, man. Good. Same with PTO. So yeah, man, I'll be working overtime this week just to make up for it. That's my plan. That's what I'm doing. So I'll be fine. I'll be A-okay. And it's going to be great because it's going to be more than just 8 hours of overtime. So let's go. Let's go. So that'll do it for the show. Anybody have any questions in the chat before we get out of here? Anything they want to talk? Patriots for the win, yes. And actually, KAG, me and Evan and I were talking about this. I appreciate the Patriots today, okay? I was rooting for the Patriots today. I wasn't being a hater. Why? Because they needed to beat the Vikings so the Seahawks had a better chance of making the playoffs. The Seahawks won. Vikings lost. Not only did the Vikings lose, the Panthers lost. A bunch of teams in the playoff race lost. So it was a good day. That's all I'll say.
Yo, I can't wait. Yo, the Chillcast is going to be crazy that Friday night.
Dude.
That's all I got to say.
True.
The Chillcast is going to be crazy that Friday night.
Because, man, everything. Turbo Jesse, what's up, my dude? Switchcraft says,
Turbo Jesse, what's good, homie?
Thanks to both you guys for a great show. Always a pleasure. Yes, sir, Switchcraft. So, yeah, we'll get out of here if anybody doesn't have any questions. Appreciate all y'all for stopping by. Salty, Turbo, Witchcraft, Rufus, KAG, Akuma, Born Distracted, Ryko, Jake, and man, I mean, there's a lot of people in here. 100K with subscribers, with no subscribers. I love that dude. Who else was here, man? Who else was here? Stitch, G5 was here for a little bit. The Fake Mate, everybody, man. If I missed anybody, I appreciate all y'all, dude. It was a great time, fun time.
Real fun time.
So, I mean, Abaddon, what you got? What you got for the people before you hop out?
I was gonna do a stream tonight, but I need to really, one, I need to rest, and two, I need to work on Tuesday's video. So guys, so that's why I should let you guys know now. So I'm committing to Tuesday and Thursday uploads, and I say uploads because minimum of one upload, which will be 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if I have like any other reactions or any other videos I want to release throughout the day, then they'll be released all on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm going to commit to that schedule for you guys. And because of that, I'm sacrificing streaming tonight because I was going to stream making a beat tonight, but I need to work on this video. I need to work on the actual script for this video more, because I don't want to push it all onto tomorrow and try to rush out the video and lose sleep tomorrow doing it. So I said, I'm gonna do what I can tonight. If I finish the script by a reasonable time, I'll stream tonight. But more than likely, I'll probably just get some rest because I've been overworked this weekend.
There you go.
So.
All right. And so here, what I got planned a little bit. So as I mentioned before, game streaming is coming back to YouTube weekends only. So Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, if I do stream, will be on here on YouTube. Throughout the week will be on Twitch. That's how I'm gonna kind of try to do this and go back and forth a little bit, just because I don't want to ban in Twitch, I don't want to ban in YouTube, I want to do both. So weekends only will be streaming on YouTube. Throughout the week will be on Twitch. So if you have Twitch, click the link in the description box, hit that follow button so you don't miss those streams, and then of course you're already here, so you won't miss those. Nicktendo Direct now will still be throughout the week. We're gonna try to do it daily. I have a plan. I just got to come up with the certain different topics and segments throughout the week. Thursday still YouTube. Wednesday still Anime Wednesday. Trying to figure out what I want to do Monday and Tuesday. Anime Wednesday's coming back with Bloody Knuckles this Wednesday. This Thursday YouTube, I believe, is Boomstick or PTK Blam. I can't remember whichever one of those. We're gonna have one of those two on there, and we're gonna do that. And with the podcast on Sundays, we might just have this more laid back through a format going forward, because I can't. So we're doing the Abaddon and Nick combo, like Stitch said. Abaddon and Nick combo, and then Super Andrew, pretty much. And, and when he comes back, so it's gonna be a little bit more laid back, because I kind of want it to have a more laid back feel, and I want it to be more of a weekly recap of everything that happened throughout the week on the channel as well. So I do the daily news and all that stuff. It's going to be more of a week recap of what happens on the channel on top of the news and stuff, and then it'll just be more laid back how we have it now, just because it just feels it feels more natural this way to me, you know what I mean? So 100%. So that's what we're gonna do here. So appreciate all y'all for stopping by. That's the update. That's what we're doing. It is now 10 o'clock my time, 11 o'clock Eastern. So we're gonna go ahead and get out this thing. Appreciate all y'all. We will see you next time or tomorrow. We'll see you next time or tomorrow, whichever one.
Peace.